Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. Hey guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a professional. Do your own research. So as I said before last night, I believed that this 35K area for BTC USD was going to get tested and broken. Whether this is bullish or bearish, I am not certain yet, but it makes sense to me that for BTC USD that this area would have been tapped. There's more liquidity up in this area above this former range high at 34.7. And it's to be determined if this is going to be a bearish or bullish move from here. Usually, I mean, this could also be a double top. It could be consolidation at resistance and then another move higher. If I start to see more consolidation, I'm going to assume it's going to be more bullish. And as I said before, this move down here, the way that price moved and spiked down, usually after you see a reaction like this, it's usually normal to see price grind back up. And the reason is that price really captured a lot of liquidity on this big move down, so it has to work that liquidity off, and that's why you see this slow grind up. As I said before last night, a classic example of that is on higher time frame charts, this big BTC USD move down. This was obviously the COVID dump, but you could see price spike all the way back down, and when it captured all this liquidity on this move down here, price slowly kept grinding back up. And you see this on all time frames. This is, price is fractal, so that means that you'll see these types of moves on every single time frame. It just depends on the time frame does matter in terms of the overall strength of the move. So because this happened on such a high time frame chart, like the 1 day, that means that the unwinding period here, this grinding up period, lasted for months, and it was super strong. It went from 4,000 to 10,000 after that. Again, as I said before, it was fairly predictable, in my opinion, that price was going to hit or at least grind up higher. I just didn't know where price would stall out at. At first, I thought it was going to be 33K or so, and then maybe 35, but we're going to see. I'm not exactly sure. The overall high time frame bias is still very bullish. You can't really say bearish at this point yet. If it's bearish here, I would like to start to see price start to move down fairly quickly here. The more it hangs around this area, the more likely it's bullish, in my opinion. And if it is bearish, I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna, this run is over. I mean, of course it could be, but personally, I still think it's a high time frame bullish market structure. So I feel that it's still likely that price finds support, either at 24K is like the first kind of big significant area. There are other areas that are lower. That are a little higher. 26K is one, 24K is another, and then obviously the significant 20K level. But it's a bit early to call for the 20Ks. There's still several support levels, and I'm not so sure how far this retraces, if it retraces, when it retraces. I always thought that the pullback was going to happen, and for all we know, this could have been the trading range that just got established now. This move from 35K to 27.5K, this might have been the trading range. So it's quite possible that this, this is all that we get in terms of the overall trading range. Now, I personally thought that there would be a larger trading range established, but this was a decent sized pullback, a 20% pullback. And generally speaking, if you look back at previous established ranges for this big run up. We'll go to the 3-day. As I said before, you really need to see big moves in order for the ranges to be established. And this happened again back in May. This was a great altcoin pump that we had. And again, ranges happen after big moves, either big moves up or big moves down. But generally speaking, you need these big size moves in order to establish the range. And it's quite possible, as I said, that we just saw the range established. It's possible that from here on out for the next few months, we just see price ping-ponging within 27 to 35K. That's totally a possible scenario. And if that happens, I believe that altcoins will flourish and outperform Bitcoin. But again, that might be my bias because I'm an altcoin trader, and I really hope for this to happen. But as of right now, the overall high time frame bias is still bullish. If price does pull back, then I'm eyeing both the 20Ks. Oh, this is 12K. I'm sorry. I'm eyeing 20K. I'm eyeing 24K. 26K will have something. And these are like the next areas up if price does go farther down. But as of right now, it's still a very bullish market structure, and I personally think that Bitcoin is still going to go higher overall. But I'm kind of hopeful that this is just the trading range that we're in. Maybe we'll see anywhere from 40K to 27K. Maybe that's going to be our trading range. So we're going to see over the next bit a personal trade that I would take if I was actively trading Bitcoin personally was if you see price start to grind up in these areas and hang around, I feel that's pretty bullish in general. It would be similar price action to something like this, where it just keeps grinding up, and then you might see a big pullback again, but ultimately still, I'm sorry, this is probably a bad example. It's probably more like this. Where like, you see something like this. Price just basically hanging around, grind, and then move up again. This is kind of what I would view for this 37 or this current 35K area. I'm sorry, 35K area. If we sell this current price action in this current area, then I'm bullish. But let's see. I mean, it's quite possible too that price goes back down, and there's a lot of inefficiencies lower. I actually fully feel that these areas will get tapped again. I don't think these were like the lows that will never get tapped again, but yeah, I'm still hindsight is I'm still bias is bullish, and let's just kind of see what happens over the next several hours or days. ETH USD has lagged a little bit behind Bitcoin, but it's still very, very, very bullish. I mean, this move happened very fast. And I've been saying for many weeks now that I thought it was very likely that Ethereum at least hit 1,000. And here is the reasoning, as I say in many of my videos, that ETH has gone at least 100% over the last 3 Decembers, over the preceding months. And this seemed fairly likely that this was going to hit, especially with the way Bitcoin is going. ETH was almost certainly going to at least hit $1,000. Now, to be determined if it's going to hit this overall all-time high level at 1400. I personally think it will over the next few weeks, but let's see. I mean, it's already fulfilled its 100% move from this December 7th bottom. So personally, kind of like Bitcoin, I am pretty bullish on Ethereum in general. But one thing about this move, excuse me, let me get some water. One thing about this ETH move is that because it's lagged, it's also hasn't had many areas to just sit and rest. If price does pull back, then this 1000 area will be first up in terms of support, and after that the 750s. And if that level fails, I wouldn't expect to see these lower levels like 620 unless Bitcoin really pulled back quite a bit. And even if it hit 620, it would still be a bullish high time frame market structure, in my opinion. You would still see like higher lows being formed. The thing is, it's just with Ethereum, we really haven't seen any significant huge low established. I mean, you see these tiny little dips all throughout, but like these aren't really significant lows, in my opinion. And that's just shown how bullish this overall move has been. So even if it does have a big retrace, it's still going to be a bullish market structure, in my opinion. I wouldn't like to see it go down to 620, but you know, it's, again, it could be just an established trading range. But in my opinion, ETH USD has the potential to outperform Bitcoin over the next few weeks and months, but let's see, I guess. ETH BTC, again, a historically good indicator for any altcoin pumps or alt seasons that we might have. It might have hit this bottom over at 0.023. Not exactly sure if that was the bottom or not. It looks like it possibly could be because of this strong volume follow-up in general. It looks pretty good in the short low time frame charts, but there are resistance areas at this 0.037 area. I still expect there to be sellers, and if Bitcoin makes another leg up, then I'm going to think that BTC might hit this EQ of this entire range again. It's certainly possible that 0.026 happens if Bitcoin makes another move up. And if Bitcoin does something insane bullish, like 50K or something like that, then these range lows could be tested. But, you know, it's still quite a ways away from that, in my opinion. There's no reason to really worry. Level to level, this would be a good entry, in my opinion, 0.26 for ETH BTC. But, again, that's going to happen if Bitcoin goes a little higher. And another trigger for me would be to see ETH BTC hold above this current 0.37 area, and then fill out this price void to 0.05. Ultimately, I'm not sure if ETH BTC will regain its former highs back here. It would take a lot, in my opinion. I mean, you're basically assuming that ETH will outperform Bitcoin like strongly. It's possible, of course, with the way that decentralized finance, much of it is built on the Ethereum network, and ETH 2.0 is finally moving. But for it to get back to these former highs, it's going to be very tough, in my opinion. Generally speaking, most altcoins that are old are not going to have a chance at getting to their all-time high ETH BTC levels. But if there is a coin that can do it, it's probably going to be Ethereum, just based on the overall network effect that it has and how much is being built on it. But as of right now, my overall bias, I still am going to be bullish for the coming months. So I think that this 0.05 level will get tapped, but let's see. I mean, it's really going to depend on Bitcoin, as I said before. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and good luck.